Hey everyone, welcome to part 7 of this trophy guide and walkthrough for Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Thanks for coming along on this journey with me, and a special thank you to all of the channel members. Let's get started by leaving the expedition flag and heading over near the campfire so that we can talk to our friend Esquie.
Mon ami! Oh, you've put on a lot of weight.
I could say the same for you, you giant marshmallow. Bet you lost your stones again.
You know me. But now you're here. We can go find them.
Yeah, buddy. We'll find them. Tell me, did you tell them about... you know what?
Oh, Maman's the word. I promised.
Great. I'm counting on you.
Always, mon ami.
Do you want to spend time with Esquie? We're going to say yes, and we're only going to choose the first option as we go through all the dialogue choices.
Verso, mon ami.
Esquie, mon ami. I feel like I haven't seen you in years.
3 years, 67 days, and roughly 10 hours.
10 hours and 7 minutes.
Oh, you've been counting too.
Roughly. What have you been up to?
I have been perfecting the art of napping.
Impressive. You must teach me his secrets.
Mon ami, I wish I could, but napping cannot be taught. It can only be experienced. We must nap together.
Sure, that sounds nice.
Yes, yes, yes.
So how did these expeditioners convince you to leave your cave?
They're all so nice. Well, the super nice one died, but the others are cool too. You can make some friends too. It's been a long time since you made new human friends.
You know what I think about friendships with expeditioners.
Losing a rock is better than never having a rock. Ask me how I know.
Debatable.
I hope we won't lose them, like the others.
So, you lost your stones again. How did you lose them this time?
Yeah, I lost them on our trip back from the Gestral River, right after you left.
Oh, don't worry. I hope you get them back.
You are the best. I missed going on adventures with you.
Me too.
Esquie and Verso rekindle the flame of their friendship. Now our relationship level with Esquie has increased to level 1. This is out of a maximum of 7 levels, and we can increase our relationship with all of our party members throughout the game. And it's very important to do that because there are trophies related to upgrading these relationship levels.
To adventure!
Well, we're not done at camp yet. What we want to do is run past Esquie on the right, and we're going to go into this little cave, and in the back we can go and talk to the curator because we want to use his services. The curator offers you his services. Starting off, let's upgrade weapons. You want to go over to Maelle, and we're going to upgrade her currently equipped weapon, the Medallum. It starts off at a base power of 197, but by using the polished chroma catalyst that we've been collecting throughout the game, we're able to upgrade that power from 197 all the way up to 411 when we get to level 9. This is a huge increase in power, and it's definitely going to come in handy. Now let's leave the weapon upgrade menu, talk to the curator again, and we're going to choose the second option this time, upgrade expedition resources. We've collected a whole lot of colors of Lumina. In fact, we've got 64 of them right now. All of our party members have somewhere between 21 and 23 Lumina points just from leveling up, but by using those colors of Lumina, we can get everyone up to 35 Lumina points, and that's going to be very important for what we're going to do with the Pictos and Luminas to make ourselves very powerful. Also, don't forget to upgrade your Revive Tint as well as the Small Energy Tint. That'll create the Strong Revive Tint and the Energy Tint, and those can be useful too. Now let's go into our character menu, and we're going to start switching around our equipped Pictos as well as the Lumina that we have available to us. Remember, we've been fighting lots of battles with those Pictos equipped, and it's been mastering them, and that means that we're able to take their secondary effects and apply them to our other characters. Starting off with Verso, we're going to choose his Pictos, and we're going to change them up a little bit. I'm going to skip ahead a bit to where he has all of them equipped so you can see what 3 he's got right now. We gave him Perilous Parry, Exposing Attack, and Healing Tint Energy. Now let's go over to Maelle, and we're going to switch up her Pictos a little bit. We're going to keep that Augmented First Strike, but we're going to also give her SOS Power and Enfeebling Mark. Now let's go over to Ciel, and we're going to give her 3 different Pictos as well. She's going to be equipped with At Death's Door, Auto Shell, and Breaking Shots. Now that we have those Pictos equipped, let's go to the bottom right hand corner and select Luminas. Luminas are passive effects that you can activate once you have mastered the corresponding Pictos. A Pictos is mastered after winning 4 battles with it equipped. Luminas are learned for all characters at the same time and can be activated by multiple characters. Available Luminas can be seen here. You can activate or deactivate Luminas freely at any time outside of battle. Luminas activated by currently equipped Pictos can't be deactivated. The amount of available Lumina points is shown here. Each Lumina costs a specific amount of points to activate. The more points the character has, the more Lumina they can activate at the same time. Each character gains 1 Lumina point per level, and more can be found by exploring when you give them colors of Lumina like we did a moment ago. Filtering and sorting Lumina will make it easier to find the right ones, and you do that by pressing the square button. Ciel has 3 of these Luminas highlighted in purple: At Death's Door, Auto Shell, and Breaking Shots, and those are because those are the Pictos that she has equipped right now, and we can't unselect these. They're automatically active, but they don't cost us any additional Lumina points. It's typically a good idea to equip Pictos that have a high number of Lumina points associated with them, just because you get to save on those Lumina points and equip other things. So let's walk through all the ones that we want to equip now. We're going to take Augmented Aim and Augmented Attack. We'll take Augmented Counter 1 and Augmented First Strike. Then we'll go down a little bit, and we're going to select Dead Energy 2. Just to the side of that is Dodger. And then we're going to go down and over toward the left, and we're going to take Exposing Attack. We've got 4 Lumina points left, so we'll take Marking Shots and Staggering Attack. I'll give you a second to pause the video if you need to before we move on to Verso. Now let's move over to Verso. For the most part, we're going to give him many of the same Luminas that we gave to Ciel, but I'm going to just fast forward a little bit to the point where they're all selected, and then I'm going to sort them by active so that you can see them all in a nice easy list. We're taking Augmented Aim, Augmented Attack, Augmented Counter 1, Dead Energy 2, Dodger. Exposing Attack is one of our equipped Pictos. We've got First Strike, Healing Tint Energy as an equipped Pictos, Marking Shots, Perilous Parry as an equipped Pictos, Staggering Attack, and Versatile. Once again, feel free to pause it before we move over to Maelle. Now let's have a look at Maelle, and once again we're going to fast forward and only look at the active Luminas. So when they're sorted by active, we have Augmented Aim, Augmented Attack, Augmented Counter 1. She has Augmented First Strike as her equipped Pictos, Dead Energy 2, Dodger, Empowering Attack. She has Enfeebling Mark as an equipped Pictos, Marking Shots, SOS Power is an equipped Pictos, and she has Staggering Attack and Versatile. This build is going to allow our characters to do a ton of damage right at the beginning of battle, and a lot of times the enemy won't even get a chance to attack before we kill them. Once you're done with the character setup, let's leave the cave where the curator is, we'll run past Esquie, past the campfire, and we'll go over to that expedition flag. Now Verso is a new character, which means we have to go to upgrade attributes to actually give him attribute points to make him strong. Starting off with Lune, we're going to give her 3 points into might, raising her total to 60. Verso is going to get 66 points into might. Maelle gets 66 points in might. And Ciel is going to get up to 63 points as well. Once that's done, let's leave the upgrade attributes menu and go to learn skills. Let's start by going to Ciel, and we're going to purchase the skill in the top left corner of her chart. It's called Phantom Blade. This will cost 2 skill points. Now let's go over to Verso, and we're going to go over toward the left column. We're going to start purchasing skills going down, starting with Perfect Recovery, then go down, and we'll purchase Purification, go down again, purchase Blitz, go down again, and purchase Radiant Slash. Those are all the skills we need, and because we only have 6, they're automatically assigned, so we don't need to bother doing that manually. Once we're done, we'll leave the expedition flag, we'll go over to the campfire, and we're going to choose to go to sleep. And this is going to give us another cutscene. The next morning.
I'm really sorry I didn't arrive sooner. He was your brother?
Something like that.
Losing family is difficult.
I know. I know what you're going to say. You want to offer your condolences. You want to say something comforting. But I don't need it. I've had enough condolences. I've lost so many families now. I just need... Can you please go?
Esquie ability unlocked, swim. So now we can traverse over water, which is very important because we begin on just a little island in the middle of the ocean. So without the ability to swim, I guess we're not going too far. But let's go ahead and jump onto Esquie by pressing the square button. The game wants us to go forward straight toward the north, but what we're going to do instead is head over toward the south. So let's turn directly around and start heading south, and we're going to go toward the red trees in the distance. Once we land on the beach, we can head over toward the left side, and we're going to find a Pictos on the ground. Let's go ahead and pick this up, and we're going to get Energizing Start 1 plus 1 AP on battle start. If we turn around, there is a Gestral merchant on the beach that we can talk to, but this one's a little bit disappointing because he actually doesn't sell anything to us right now because we've got to complete a couple expeditioner quests for him. So we're just going to skip through this right now, and instead we're going to continue on our path. What you want to do is get back onto Esquie by pressing the square button, and that will allow you to bust through these rocks straight ahead of you. Then turn toward the left, go along the path, bust through some more rocks on the left hand side, and then keep over toward the right. There's going to be a path that leads over toward the east, and there's going to be a large Bourgeon monster over here that we can fight. It is accompanied by a couple other monsters, so let's go ahead and get into a battle with them, and you'll see just how powerful we become with the power of those Luminas equipped. Verso gains perfection every time he deals damage or manages to parry or dodge. A higher perfection rank increases his damage. Some skills have additional effects at specific perfection ranks. Taking any damage removes 1 perfection rank once per enemy turn. The perfection gauge is on the right side of the screen, and the gauge goes from D to C to B to A to S. If you can get it all the way up to S, you'll get a trophy, which is Verso's combat related trophy. You probably won't be able to get up to rank S in this one fight, but that's okay, we've got plenty of opportunities going forward. Starting off, Verso's going to go into free aim mode and shoot the Volester enemy on the right a couple times until he's defeated. Then we're going to aim over toward the left. We can shoot the enemy on the left side once, and then we want to use his skill called Blitz. As long as we've got 3 AP, we're able to use this ability. It'll cause some pretty good damage, but more importantly, what it's going to do is allow us to immediately act again. So we get 1 AP for our turn starting. We can go ahead and shoot that enemy, and then we're going to attack the large Bourgeon enemy. Because of our Pictos and Lumina setups, we're able to hit the enemy and cause defenseless to him, which means he'll be taking more damage this round. Now it's Maelle's turn, and we're going to have her use Pierce on the Bourgeon right at the beginning of battle, which should do max damage to him. We get the shell buff because of one of the Pictos we have equipped onto CL called Auto Shell. It's just a buff that reduces the incoming damage by 20%. Now let's go ahead and go into free aim mode. We'll attack the enemy on the left a couple times until it's defeated. And then we're going to switch our attention over to the Bourgeon. We're going to go ahead and use her skill Twilight Slash to give ourselves a moon charge. Now the enemy will choose one of our characters to eat. In this case, he decided to eat Verso. Well, now it's Maelle's turn. I'm going to have her use a spark to light the enemy on fire. CL is then going to use her skill Focused Foretell to apply 10 Foretell onto the enemy. Watch out if the enemy spits Miasma. If this hits you, it's going to cause Exhausted, which means you can't earn any more AP. Luckily, you can parry all of those and do some decent counterattack damage. It's Maelle's turn again. I'm going to have her use the Swift Stride skill so that she can go back into Virtuo stance. Because we have a Sun and Moon charge with CL, we're now in Twilight mode. We want to use another Focus Foretell against this enemy so that we can get up to 20 stacks of Foretell. Here comes a 4-hit combo from the Bourgeon. The timing can be a little bit weird, so dodge, or if you're feeling confident, go ahead and parry it and try to get some counterattack damage. So having a look at the enemy's break gauge, now would be a good time to break it. Unfortunately, I was just 1 AP short of being able to use Fleur Fury. So instead, I'm going to use a Pierce. It only costs 2 AP thanks to being in Virtual stance. And luckily, it'll still do a lot of damage because of the plus 200% damage dealt in Virtuo stance. The enemy keeps burning thanks to that spark skill we used earlier, and we can go ahead and parry some of this miasma to gain back some AP as well as do a nice counterattack. Now with Ciel, we're in Twilight stance. The enemy has 20 stacks of foretell, and now we can use Phantom Blade, which also can break the enemy, and it's going to do a lot of damage by consuming all of those 20 foretells we've got stacked up. When he's broken, he spits out Verso, and the game treats it like this is the first round of battle again, so he gets all the buffs that he normally would get at the beginning of combat. Let's shoot him one time, and then we're going to use that Blitz skill so that we can take another turn right away. Now we can shoot him again, and that will activate Versatile, so that will do more damage with our base attack, and that will also cause Defenseless. Now with Maelle, we've got plenty of AP, so let's go ahead and use Flirt Fury against him. Now with Verso, we'll attack him a few times just using up all of our AP with those free aim shots. And then we'll have him use his normal attack to apply Defenseless once again. Back to Ciel, we've got enough AP that we could either use Phantom Blade or Twilight Slash. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to go ahead and use Twilight Slash because it saves a little bit more AP. Now over to Maelle, we're going to have her use a free aim shot that will activate Versatile, so we'll do more damage with our base attack, which will actually do tons of damage if we get a critical hit. This time the Bourgeon decides to eat Maelle, but that's okay, Verso can finish the fight for us. We'll use a free aim shot to activate Versatile, and then we'll just use a normal attack, and that should be enough to end the fight and cause him to spit Maelle out of his mouth. And there you go, there's a world boss defeated, and we didn't take any damage in the process. We got tons of experience and a lot of really great items as a result of this battle. Starting off, we got a new weapon for Verso called the Gaulteram. It has a base power of 305, the Earth element, and it scales with agility and luck. We also upgraded our augmented counter 1 Pictos from level 3 to level 8. We got the Abyssram weapon to go from level 3 to level 8. We got a Bourgeon skin that's a quest item. And finally, we got a polished Chroma catalyst. Let's start by running forward, and then over toward the right-hand side, there's going to be a little path here, and in the back is another one of those lost Gestrals. Let's talk to him. Huh? What, me? I'm not lost at all. Sastro is waiting for you. What? Sastro needs me back? Okay, I was getting bored over here anyway. Whee! Now let's turn around and go back the way that we came, but we want to go further toward the north. Let's run along this path and stick over toward the left-hand side. There's going to be a camp area as well as some boxes over here. Let's go ahead and pick up a new Pictos called Healing Parry, recover 3% health on Parry. Now we're going to turn around and we're going to run back along the path. If you want to go a little bit faster, go ahead and jump back onto Esquie. Let's go forward and we're going to go back through those rocks that we broke through before. Here's another large enemy out on the map. Let's go ahead and fight him. There's a Démineur enemy on the left-hand side. Let's go ahead and go into free aim mode, and we're going to shoot the mine that's floating above him. That should be enough to take him out. Then we'll go over toward the right. We'll shoot the weak point of the Lancelier. Now the enemy is marked, so we're going to be doing more damage with our shots. So if you want to, put a couple more shots into him, but make sure that you leave 3 AP. Now you could use Blitz on either the Lancelier, hopefully taking him out. I'm just going to use it against the Cruler. It's Verso's turn once again. I'm going to go ahead and use one of those free aim shots, and if you're lucky, you'll get a mark to appear, and then you can use your normal attack against him. Because of the mark and because of versatile, we can do crazy damage as well as inflict defenseless. Now with Maelle, we can use Pure Say to basically do max damage against him, and he's gone. Now all that's left is a very weak Lancelier. We can just use a free aim shot with Ciel, and then I'll just use a normal attack, and that will be enough to end the fight. So there you go, 3 enemies dead before they ever got a chance to move. With that, Ciel gets up to level 22. After that, we're going to turn toward the right and start heading over toward the west. We're going to run up past the red trees on the left, and you'll see another large enemy holding an anchor nearby. We'll go ahead and fight this enemy. This is a fight against a Chromatic Bruler. We're going to have Verso begin the fight by going into free aim mode, and we're going to shoot its weak point. Not only does that do a ton of damage, but it also inflicts the enemy with powerless. Now we're going to use the Blitz skill to get another turn with Verso. Let's use a free aim shot to activate Versatile. And then we can use a normal base attack to deal lots of damage as well as inflict defenseless. Sometimes he'll attack by slamming his anchor into the ground, and it's a great time to do 3 jumping counters. Now it's Maelle's turn, and we'll have her use Pure Say. We already used up our augmented first strike with that jumping counter, so it won't do max damage, but over 6,000 is pretty good too. Back to Verso, we'll have him use a free aim shot to activate Versatile, and then we can go ahead and use a normal attack with him. Now with Ciel, we can use our free aim shots to hopefully inflict a mark on the enemy. That means that we'll be doing more damage when we use a normal attack against him. Then we can also do a multi-hit combo against one of your characters. The timing of this can be a little bit weird, so I would just prefer to dodge this one instead of try to parry it, and then we can easily do the jumps and counters when he does his other attack. And that will be enough damage to end the fight. So here we get enough experience so Verso and Maelle get up to level 23, and we also get a lot of good rewards. We get the new Pictos Powerful Revive, apply Powerful for 3 turns when revived. We also get 2 Polished Chroma Catalysts, and 5 Color of Lumina. Let's get back onto Esquie, and we're going to continue over toward the west. Specifically, we're going more toward the southwest, running toward the red trees in the distance. We're going to head out over by the water area. You'll go through an area called the Gestral Beach. Just ignore that for right now. Keep going into the water and straight ahead so that you can get to this area with a large white tree. And we're actually going to go over to the white tree to find a portal, and that will take us into the white tree area. This is a very small area with only 2 items. We're going to run to the back first and pick up the purple item called Honeymoon in Lumière. This is a music record that we need to collect. And then we're going to go pick up the expedition journal on the ground closer to the entrance.
Isabel of 36. Winter souls drift through the night and land soft upon the moonlit vale, whose snowy shrouds hold tight the hope I'd whispered once, long ago. Golden folds adorn the stems, a maze our eyes beg to follow, a meditation of winding curves. Deep they flow to center, where lie the edges of another verse, another maze of golden stems and shadows. A sea of pebbles shifting, a wave, a wave, a wave of rock and sand. As sand falls upon our heads, and our heads sink beneath the waves. Along the darkened shores we sink, a pebble in the sea. The rising wind, rolls through fragrant stalks of feathergrass. Their delicate aroma, a balm, their gentle susurrus, a lullaby for my aching heart.
This world is full of wonders.
Yet everywhere we go, we walk with death.
Once you've collected those 2 items, go ahead and leave out the bottom right corner of the screen. Once you're back on the world map, go ahead and jump onto Esquie again, and we're going to head over toward the southwest so that you can see where the seaweed is kind of growing up out of the ground. There's another lost Gestral in this area. Let's go and talk to him. Huh? What, me? I'm not lost at all. Sester was waiting for you. What? Sester needs me back? Okay, I was getting bored over here anyway. Whee! Now from the Lost Gestral, turn around and stick toward the right-hand side. There's going to be another camp area, and there's a Pictos that we can pick up on the ground here called Shared Care. When healing an ally, also heal self for 50% of that value. Now let's hop back onto Esquie, and we'll keep traveling toward the northeast until we get back into the water. Then continue toward the northeast to go past the shipwreck. And if you look straight to the north, you'll see some floating rocks in the distance, as well as the large monolith with the number 33 on it. You want to go straight toward that number 33, and eventually you'll land on a beach next to a very large gate.
Everyone okay?
Once you're on the beach, go over toward the left-hand side. You want to circle around the boats on the left, and there's going to be an item on the ground way in the back by these shipwrecks. Just keep going all the way toward the back, and amongst these crates, you're going to find a color of Lumina. Now we're going to turn and go over toward the big gate. You'll see a shiny portal over there. Let's go inside of it, and that will take us into our next area. We'll enter the Forgotten Battlefield, and we'll get a cutscene.
You'll get used to them. We're going to see a lot more.
If we hurry, we can cross before nightfall.
Wait. Could we bury Gustav?
I wish we could, but protocol is to keep moving. Gustav would understand.
We can look for a suitable place along the way, yeah? We'll find a nice spot.
Actually, there is a place. Past the quarry, out of sight of the paint trees. A tranquil haven, protected by magnificent trees. I think you'll approve.
Lead the way.
Let me show you something.
Some enemies can cast gradient attacks. Gradient attacks are powerful and can only be defended with a gradient counter.
Just try it.
When you see an enemy attacked and the screen turns all gray and swirly, press R2 to perform a gradient counter. So let's do that now. Well, we get a pretty head start to this fight thanks to that gradient counter. With Verso, we're going to have him shoot the enemy's weak spot over on its head. And now we can use a normal attack. And that should be enough damage to finish him off. At this point, we fought 4 battles with some new Pictos equipped, so we mastered those Luminas.
Any other tricks we should know?
One thing at a time.
We're now in the Forgotten Battlefield area. We want to start just by running forward a long ways down this path. There are no enemies to fight here and no items to pick up, so just keep running. Eventually you're going to see kind of a burning ship on the right hand side. That's when you know that you're close. Once it turns, you'll see that there's a large gate up ahead, but on the right hand side is going to be an expedition flag just before the gate. Let's go ahead and use it. We've had some characters level up, so we'll go to upgrade attributes, and we'll use that to assign more points into everyone's might stat. So Luna gets up to 63 points, Verso's at 69, Maelle's at 69, and CL is up to 66. Now let's leave the expedition flag, and you should know that the game automatically made your party into Verso, Maelle, and Lune. If you don't want that, you can unassign Lune from your party, and we can put CL back in the party. That's what I'm going to do. And now at this point, you want to go through the large gate nearby, and you want to stick over toward the right-hand side to grab an item. There's a little bit of dialogue there, so listen in.
These are all expeditions?
A single Nevron took out most of them.
Is it still around?
I've only seen it once, many years ago, so most likely not.
Let's go up the wooden ramp on the right hand side, and then we can grab an item at the top. This is a polished chroma catalyst. Now we'll turn back around, and we're going to hop down from the top here. Turn toward the right and go down the path. You'll see that there's an enemy up ahead. Let's go fight this guy. This is a battle against 2 Chalier enemies. They're the ones with the large helmets. And then there's also one smaller Ramasseur in the middle. We'll start off by having Maelle use a Pierce against one of the Chaliers, and now he's gone. And then we can have Verso use a free aim shot against the Ramasseur. After that, we're going to have him use Blitz, and we'll aim at that Ramasseur. Now at the start of our second turn, we get 1 AP back, so we'll take a free aim shot. I happen to get a crit and take him out, which gave me 3 more AP, thanks to Dead Energy 2. I'm just going to have him do a normal attack against this enemy. It'll do lots of damage and inflict defenseless. I then want CL to use her free aim shots so that I can try to inflict a mark. It's not critical that you get this, but more than likely you'll probably get a mark to pop up at some point. And at this point we can just use a normal attack to do bonus damage. Do your best to dodge or parry its relentless combo. Luckily it doesn't do too much damage if you get hit with it. And now with Maelle, we're going to have her use a free aim shot. That will activate Versatile, and we can use a normal attack to do lots of damage. The enemy's almost defeated, so we'll just attack quickly with Verso, and that will be the end of the fight. This got enough experience for both Verso and CL to level up, and we also get some pretty good rewards as well. We get a new Pictos called Longer Shell, and applying a shell, its duration is increased by 2. We also get a new weapon for CL called the Ramasson. It has a base power of 329, and it scales with Vitality and with Luck. And because we fought some battles with those Pictos equipped, we've learned some new Luminas, and now is a great time to go into our menu to change up some weapon and equipped Pictos, as well as some Luminas. The Chadian does dark damage, which many enemies around this area resist, so we're going to switch it to the new Ramasson so that we can do more damage. Then we're going to look at her equipped Pictos and make some changes. We're going to replace At Death's Door with the Pictos called Longer Shell. We're then going to replace Auto Shell with Powerful Revive. But we want to leave breaking shots on her. Now let's go over to Verso. Let's keep Perilous Parry and Exposing Attack, but we'll switch Healing Tint Energy for Augmented Counter 1. It's already mastered, but that frees up some Lumina points for us. And now with Maelle, we're going to keep Augmented First Strike, but we'll switch out SOS Power for Shared Care. And we can switch out Enfeebling Mark for Energizing Start 1. Now let's go to the bottom right corner to go to the Lumina's menu. And we've got 1 extra point with Maelle, so we're going to teach her Breaking Shots, which is in the leftmost column. Then we'll switch it over to Verso. He's got 5 points available. We'll teach him Breaking Shots. And then in the rightmost column, there's Breaking Counter. Let's teach him that one as well. That'll leave us with 1 point. If you want to, you can go back and teach him Healing Tint Energy, but it's not really necessary because we don't do a whole lot of healing with this. And then we're going to go ahead and leave this menu. Now let's continue along the path in front of us. If we stick a little bit over toward the left, there's another group of enemies. Let's go and fight them. This is a battle against 1 Troubadour and 1 Ramasseur. We're going to have Maelle use Pierce against the Troubadour to take him down. And then Verso can use 1 free aim shot against the Ramasseur, and then a normal base attack, and that should be enough to take him down. If not, you've got CL to finish the job. At this point, I got enough experience for Maelle to get up to level 24, and we also got the Lune weapon, Troubadim, to upgrade from level 4 to level 8. Now let's turn around, and then we're going to go down the hill on the right hand side. There's a couple things we want to do down here, and we'll do them in a specific order. When we get down the hill a little bit, let's attack the Ramasseur for a pretty easy fight. The strategy here is pretty simple. You just use a free aim shot followed by a normal base attack. That should be enough to finish off one of the enemies. And with Verso, there's a couple things you could do. You could do a free aim shot followed by a blitz that will probably take out one of the enemies. And then with the other one, you can use his second turn to do a free aim shot followed by a normal attack. If you didn't want to go through all that, though, you could just use your normal free aim shots with attacks. You probably won't kill an enemy with CL, though, but you can either dodge or parry, and then just finish them off on the next turn. So it's a pretty easy fight, and these guys don't do a ton of damage to you anyway, even if they hit you. After the fight, we'll collect our rewards, and then we'll carry on. We want to keep going down the hill. There's going to be 2 paths that you can come to. There's a path on the right and a path on the left. We're going to take the path on the right side first. That's going to take you all the way back to a dead end, but the dead end contains the color of Lumina. Now we'll turn around and run all the way back along this passageway. And when we get back out to where we fought the last group of enemies, we'll turn toward the right and we'll go down a different path. As you run along the path, there'll be a broken wall on your left-hand side, but be careful because there's an enemy patrolling around here. Let's go ahead and fight him. This fight is against a Chalier and a Ramasseur. We're going to have Maelle use a Pierce against the Chalier to take him down. And then you can use Verso to take out the Ramasseur however you see fit. After the battle, let's collect our rewards, and then we'll keep on going. In the same area, if we go up the ramp and then turn around, we can run across the catwalk to grab an item over here. This is going to give us a color of Lumina. Then we'll turn right, we'll hop off this wooden walkway and go through the large door in front of us. We'll go up the stairs toward the top. And to the right, we'll see a couple enemies. Let's go ahead and fight these guys. We have a Troubadour and 2 Ramasseurs. Starting off, Maelle will use Pierce against the Troubadour to take him out.
Ready to strike.
Now Verso is going to use a free aim shot against one of the enemies. And we can follow that up with a blitz. On Verso's second turn, we'll take a free aim shot. and then the base attack will be enough to finish off this enemy. Now because we fought 4 battles with some new Pictos equipped, we've mastered them and we've learned the Luminas. After the fight, we'll turn toward the right, we'll go through the broken wall, and then we'll turn left. You'll see in the distance there's an item on the ground. Let's go and pick that up. This is a healing tint shard. Then turn toward the right and go up the stairs. There's another enemy at the top, so let's go fight this one. This is a fight against a Troubadour and 2 Ramasseurs. We'll fight it the same way that we fought the last one. 1 Pierce goes into the Troubadour to take him down. Verso uses a free aim shot against one of them, followed by a blitz.
Let's go.
Interestingly, he didn't die from that, so on the second turn, we'll have Verso use a free aim shot to kill him. That will also recharge our AP thanks to dead energy, and then we can attack and take out the other enemy very easily. At this point, CL got enough experience to get up to level 24. After the fight, we're going to go a little bit further forward and a little bit toward the right, and we can pick up a new Pictos on the ground. This is called Sweet Kill. Recover 50% health on killing an enemy. Alright, well now's a good time to equip some new Pictos, so we'll go into our menu, we'll choose Maelle, and then we want to go into her Pictos menu. We're going to keep her augmented first strike, but we're going to switch out shared care for Sweet Kill. And then we're going to go down toward the bottom of the left column and you'll see Healing Parry. We're going to replace Energizing Start 1 with Healing Parry. Once that's done, we're going to go ahead and leave this menu, and then we're going to continue along with our journey. Let's turn around and return to the bridge that we had to climb up to fight the enemy. We'll go back down this bridge, and you'll see the large opening in the distance. Head in that direction, but go through one of the doorways here on the right. And right on the other side of it, in this crate, is going to be a Recoat.
Yeah.
If you drop down from this ledge, that takes you along the path where we got a color of Lumina at the far end of that dead end, so we can just turn toward the right and go straight up toward the top of this area again. Once we're back at the top of the hill, we're going to fight the nearby enemies. We'll start off by having Maelle use Pierce against the Chalier enemy, and you'll see the Sweet Kill Pictos activate and we'll gain a bunch of health back. And now with Verso, we'll just have him finish off the other enemy. And at this point, Verso got enough experience to get up to level 25. Now after the fight, we want to turn toward the left, and there's going to be a little path that will go down the hill here. We're going to go down this path, and at the bottom is going to be a new item for us. Wow. This is a Revive Tint Shard. Now let's turn around and go back up the hill. Now we're going to keep running straight. We'll go past the broken down cart on the right, kind of heading toward the red stained wall in the background. We'll take this path over toward the left, and we'll find an enemy patrolling around over here. Let's take him down. Let's have Maelle use her Pierce to attack the enemy on the left. We can then have Verso use his free aim shot to hit the Ramasseur on the right. If we follow that up with a blitz, if we get a critical hit, he's dead. If not, then we do get that second turn with Verso. We can just have him use one free aim shot, and that will also recharge our AP thanks to dead energy too. And then we can attack the enemy in the middle. CL's barely had to do anything in the last couple fights, so we'll give her the honor of finishing off the last enemy. After that, we get enough experience for Maelle to get up to level 25. And after the fight, we'll go forward just a little bit and we can pick up the Chroma on the ground.
Great.
After that, we can fall down into the trench nearby. We'll run forward and stick over toward the right-hand side so that we can go up the ramp. On the left is going to be an enemy. Let's go ahead and fight this group of enemies. It's 1 Troubadour and 2 Ramasseurs. We'll start with Maelle using Pierce against the Troubadour to take him down. Verso can use a free aim shot, followed by a blitz. If you happen to get the critical hit, this enemy's dead. Otherwise, just finish him off your next turn, and then you can attack the other enemy. If you get a mark, that's great. It basically guarantees that you'll be able to take him down, and that'll be a pretty quick fight. Now, after that fight, you're going to turn toward the right. You'll see a large door over there. We'll ignore that for right now and instead go further toward the right. If you go back behind all of these corpses, you're going to find some more chrome on the ground.
An advantage.
Now we'll turn around and we're going to go back down the ramp into the trench. Then turn over toward the right-hand side and go to the dead end where we can grab a new Pictos.
An advantage.
This is Energizing Start 4. It gives +1 AP on battle start. We're then going to turn around and go back and then over toward the right to go up the ramp. This will take us back out into the main area, kind of the hub with all those spokes coming out of it. We'll stick toward the right-hand side, and then we're going to go forward and start to climb up the ledges in the distance to get up to the higher elevation. We'll go up some stairs, and then keep climbing some more stairs. On the right-hand side are even more stairs. And then we'll run forward until we see an expedition flag. Let's go ahead and use that. Because we've leveled up, now would be a great time to use the upgrade attributes option, and we're going to give more points into might, so Luna gets up to 66, Verso gets up to 75, Maelle gets up to 75, and Ciel gets up to 72. After that, you can rest if you need to, otherwise leave the expedition flag, turn toward the left, and go through the doorway. You'll see some handholds nearby. Let's use those to go over toward the left. And then we'll drop down to the ground floor. We'll go up the stairs, and then circle around toward the right to go back down some stairs. And we'll see an enemy up ahead. Let's go ahead and fight him. This is just one Troubadour, so we can have Maelle use Pierce to end the fight in seconds. At this point, we've mastered Sweet Kill and Healing Parry, so if we wanted to, we could assign those Luminas onto other people. Let's keep going forward and through the doorway. You'll see some enemies in front of you, but ignore them for now and instead turn toward the right. Go up the stairs and go into the room on the right. There's going to be an item in the corner here in this treasure chest. It's a color of Lumina. After that, you'll see an enemy patrolling around in this area. Let's go ahead and fight him. This is another very easy fight. Maelle can just use Pierce to win in seconds. And now Ciel got enough experience to get up to level 25. We'll go out onto the little balcony area, and then over to the far end. If we go around the railings, we're able to pick up a new Pictos off the ground. This is Energizing Death. On death, +4 AP to allies. And now would be a great time to assign those onto a character. So let's go into our menu, and then we're going to choose Maelle. Let's choose the Pictos menu in the bottom left corner. I want to keep Augmented First Strike, but we can swap out Sweet Kill for Energizing Start 4. Then we're going to swap out Healing Parry for Energizing Death, which is found toward the top of the column on the left. Another benefit of changing the Pictos to higher level ones is we get better stat boosts for equipping higher level Pictos. Now we want to fight those enemies down below, but we can't just jump down there. Instead, we're going to go back through this broken railing, and then we're going to make our way back down the stairs and then over toward the right to fight the enemies. Now this battle is going to be a little bit trickier because these enemies are quite a bit stronger than those little ones we've been fighting earlier. We can still begin by having Maelle use a Pierce against one of the enemies and just taking them out quickly. Then Verso can use his free aim shot to try to hit the weak point in their helmet. Then we can use a Blitz in order to do some damage as well as give ourselves another turn. On the second turn, we can use another free aim shot. Hopefully we get a mark. If not, it's no big deal. We'll just use another normal attack and inflict defenseless. And now with Ciel, we're going to use a couple free aim shots and hope that we can get a mark with this one. It's certainly not guaranteed, but with enough AP, you probably should be able to get a mark at some point soon. Now let's go ahead and attack that enemy normally, and with that mark, we can take him down. Watch out for the Relentless combo. The second attack has a little bit of a delay to it, and that means that you might accidentally get hit like I did. With Maelle, we're going to have her use a Pierce against this enemy. It's not nearly as strong, but it still does some pretty decent damage. Now back to Ciel, she's going to keep using free aim shots and hope that we can get a mark at some point. If we do get that mark, then we're going to use a normal attack against it. Now with Verso, we can use free aim shots and hope that we can also get a mark to stick. If we do, we'll use a base attack, and that should be enough to take him down. We'll collect all of our rewards, and then we'll continue on. Right in the middle of where the group of enemies was is an item, so let's go ahead and pick this one up. This is going to give us a color of Lumina. Now we'll turn toward the right, and we'll go down the stairs. You'll see a large door in the distance. To unlock it, look toward the left and then flip the lever. Now this door is unlocked and we can go through it. This is the large door that we ignored a while ago. We'll head back down the path and then straight up the ramp. Go over toward the right and then keep following the path around toward the right. In the distance, you can see the ledges that we climbed up earlier, but we'll ignore those for now. We'll turn toward the left and go up the wooden walkway. At the top is an expedition flag, so let's go over there. We can rest, and because Ciel leveled up, we're able to go to upgrade attributes, and we can give her a few more points into that might stat. And that's going to raise her total all the way up to 75. Once that's done, we can leave, and then we're going to turn over toward the left side, and we're going to go down a ramp. When we get down toward the bottom of the ramp, stick over toward the right hand side, run through all the debris in the burning land, and there's going to be a pile of crates in the back. Let's destroy those, and then we can grab the item behind there. That's an energy tint shard. Now we'll turn around, go back past the fire, and then over toward the right. Now we can fight the nearby enemy. Here's another easy fight. We'll have Maelle use Pierce against the large enemy in the middle. And then Verso can work on taking out the other two enemies. It's a quick and easy battle, takes under 30 seconds to get through, and now we're going to continue on along the path toward the right. As we run past all the debris, we'll see a shadowy figure up ahead. This is another NPC. Let's go talk to her. You may leave. I have no interest in speaking with you. After that, we'll turn toward the left, we'll go up the ramp a little bit, and then we're going to find another expedition flag right here. Let's go ahead and use that. And then we'll turn toward the left, go up this ramp, and we can find another enemy on the edge of the cliff. We'll fight this enemy now. We'll start by having Maelle use a Pierce against the large enemy on the right. Verso can use a free aim shot against the other enemy, then use a normal physical attack. And now Ciel will use a free aim shot to inflict a mark, and then attack normally, and this fight's over. At this point, Verso got enough experience to get up to level 26. After the fight, we're going to turn around. We're going to run past the expedition flag, stick over toward the right hand side, and that will take you on a path that kind of circles around toward the left. And on the ground you're going to find another item. This is a color of Lumina. Now turn toward the right and go up the path. Stick over toward the right hand side and then go through this little opening to find a Pétank. It's going to run off toward the left, and we're going to follow it. So we want to scare it over toward the left-hand side, so approach it from the right. It'll run past the spiky wall on the right. We want to get the Pétank to go over toward the back side of this area, and then over toward the right. Now you'll find another enemy kind of lurking around this place. Let's go ahead and fight this one just to get out of the way for right now. It's very similar to the last fight that we had. So we're going to have Maelle use Pierce to take out one of the enemies. And now we can have Verso attack with a free aim shot. Then we'll use a blitz.
Let's go. Let's cover power.
Now we can use another free aim shot with a normal attack. And that fight's over. Maelle got enough experience to get up to level 26, and we also mastered some more Pictos, so we have a few more Lumina to choose from. After that, we're going to get that Pétank to go into his safe spot on the right hand side. Now this fight can go really quickly, so I'm actually going to show it 2 times. The first time, the enemy will begin by using an attack, and if you parry it, you might just win right off the bat. There you go, thanks to that augmented counter, we're able to do a ton of damage to it, and that fight's over before we even got a chance to choose an attack. So that was a little bit too fast, and I want to just reload the previous save so that I can show what that fight looks like, more from a tactical standpoint of what would be expected from you if you didn't parry that first attack. So once again, we're going to scare it back over toward the right hand side so it goes to its safe spot. And now we can attack it and get the first strike. However, it actually gets the first attack. I'm just going to dodge this attack without parrying it. Verso gets the first attack here, so I'm going to have him use a free aim shot. And then he can use a blitz.
Let's go faster.
On his second turn, he'll use another free aim shot. I did get the mark, though it wasn't required, because I'm still able to do a normal base attack against him, and that will give him defenseless. And now with defenseless and the fact that Maelle is in virtual stance and we've got augmented first strike, 1 Pierce should be enough to take him out anyway. So whether you parry that first attack or not, you can still beat him very easily within the first minute. And we get some really good rewards, including 5 polished Chroma Catalysts, 1 Recoat, and 5 colors of Lumina. After the Pétank fight, we're going to turn around, run forward, and you'll see some Chroma on the ground just ahead. Let's pick that up.
Interesting.
Now we'll turn around, and we want to follow the spiky wall over on our left-hand side. So just kind of hug that as we go along, stick over toward the left, go up the wooden ramp, and at the back is going to be some more chroma that we can pick up.
Great.
Now we're going to turn around and we're going to go back the way that we came. So run forward along the path, keeping that spiky wall on your right. When you get up to the top, you'll just keep following the path. And then you want to stick over toward the left-hand side, and that will take you back over to where the expedition flag was. Feel free to use it if you want to. I did happen to get another level up along the way there, so we can use upgraded attributes just to give ourselves a little bit more might. So Lune will get up to 69 points in might, Verso will get up to 78 points, Maelle will get up to 78 points as well. And we've got nothing for Ciel. After that, rest if you need to. And then when you leave the expedition flag, push in the left stick a couple times until you are in control of Maelle. That's very important. Remember that shadowy woman before who didn't want to talk to Verso? Well, if you talk to her with Maelle, you get a completely different bit of dialogue. You're awake? Surprising. Have you sufficiently recovered? If so, then you can help. There's much left to do. Who are you? Help with what? I guess not. Pity. I'd hoped to return to more important matters. But instead, I must occupy my time with this. What do you mean? What occupies your time? An exercise in futility. I really don't have time for this. It's probably for the best that you don't get involved after what happened before. Go and play with your friends. I'll handle this. The woman has gone silent. After speaking to her, turn toward the right and go forward along the path. You'll see an enemy straight ahead. Let's go and fight that one. We'll begin by having Maelle use Pierce against the big enemy on the left. Now Verso can take out the little enemy on the right. And now we can use free aim shots against the enemy that's left, and hopefully we can get a mark, and we can finish this up with a base attack. After that, we got almost enough experience for Ciel to get up to level 26. And then we want to pick up the nearby item off the ground. Let's pick up this color of Lumina and then turn over toward the left and go back the way that we came. We ran right past this opening as we were going to fight that enemy, and now we'll go over here and grab this expedition journal and have a listen.
Emily, Expedition Wolf 41. My bag's getting weighed down from all my kills. Maybe I need to pick smaller trophies. Estelle bagged 7 of those armoured nevs, so I've got to get at least 8 in this next batch if I'm going to beat her. Leah showed me how to double up my weapon Pictos. Might not be stable, but the bang's going to be worth it. The paintbrus might be out of our reach, but her minions aren't. And if I die, I'm going to make sure I die big. Like Xavier says, subtlety is not our game. We only live till 40. So let's go make some friends.
After collecting the journal for Expedition 41, we'll turn around and go back to that hallway where we fought the enemy. And we'll go straight across and down this other alleyway. When you get to the back room, go up the ramp on the right, and that's going to circle around toward the left and go to a golden rope that we can use to get up to the higher level. From here, go forward along the path and pick up the Pictos off the ground. This is actually really important because when we pick up this Pictos, it acts as a save point before the next boss. And this Pictos is Empowering Tint, Healing Tints also apply powerful. So after picking up that Pictos, then you can see the large burning enemy down below. We'll hop down, we'll initiate a first strike against it, and then we'll have a pretty difficult boss fight. This is the Chromatic Luster. Starting off, we're going to have Verso use a free aim shot against it. And then we can use Blitz.
Let's go find.
On our second turn, we'll use another free aim shot, and then a normal base attack. If the enemy charges a fire explosion, there'll be 2 little bursts, and then the third one is the one you have to dodge. It can also do a combo attack. Just do your best to try to dodge this one. If you get hit by its attacks, you'll be burning, and that's a problem because of this enemy's gimmick that I'll talk about in a moment. But for now, we're going to have Maelle use Pierce. Well, the enemy's break gauge is filled up, so with Ciel, we're going to use Phantom Blade, which can break the enemy. And now with Verso, we're going to try to do a couple free aim shots to see if we can get that mark to show up. Luckily I do, and we can use a normal attack to do lots of damage and inflict defenseless. If the enemy unleashes its fury, it will dive through your teammates. It's kind of hard to dodge this one, and if one of your teammates is hit, they'll be burning, and that means when the enemy has a chance, it will absorb those burns and heal itself, so we want to kill it very quickly. Maelle can use another Pierce, and then when it's Ciel's turn, I'm going to have her use her free aim shot. Hopefully we can get a mark, and then we can use a normal attack to finish it off. If the enemy does heal with just that one burn, it won't be too much, and we can definitely overcome it with some powerful attacks. But at this point, Ciel did get up to level 26, and we also got some pretty good rewards. Ciel got a new weapon called the Lusteson. It has a base power of 367, the darkness element, and it scales with vitality and agility. We also got the Energizing Parry Pictos, +1 AP on successful parry. And we got 2 polished Chroma Catalysts. We also got 5 colors of Lumina. After that, let's go forward and pick up the Chroma on the ground.
Good stuff.
And then we're going to head back along the path. At the end of the hallway, turn left and keep running forward. This will take you up the ramp. We can then run past the NPC and go back to the expedition flag at the top of the hill. Now we can rest up, and we can also upgrade our attributes. Ciel was the only one who leveled up, so I'll get her up to 78 points in might. And once you're all rested up, then we can go ahead and leave the expedition flag. We'll go back toward that shadowy woman, the NPC, and we're going to run past her. Stick toward the path on the left.
Looks like we passed the danger zone. And no sign of your special Nevron.
Oh, I guess we're lucky.
We can find some barrels at the end of the path on the left, and we can destroy them to also destroy a paint cage lock. Then we'll go back the way we came, turn toward the left, and keep circling toward the left to find the paint cage. When you're standing next to it, look toward the right, and you can destroy the paint cage lock in these boxes. Then keep turning right, and at the top of the wall behind us is going to be another paint cage lock. That's all 3 of them. Let's go ahead and pick up the item, and this will give us a Chroma Elixir shard. Now we'll turn toward the left, and we're going to run straight ahead. We'll go down a hill, and we can see another expedition journal on the ground straight ahead of us, so let's go ahead and have a listen to this one.
Expedition 57, Carla. These siege engines seemed much more powerful in Lumière. But on this battlefield, next to all these broken bodies, staring at the true size of the monolith, I feel despair. I dare not show my true feelings. As commander, I cannot yield to fear, but I can't help but wonder, is pressing forward the correct course of action? Our lives are forfeit anyway, but is there perhaps a better way to spend such precious coin?
After collecting the journal for Expedition 57, you're going to keep going straight ahead and up the stairs. Go around toward the right behind the broken wall and use the golden rope to get up to the upper level. On the opposite side of the room from the large window is another Gestral merchant named Kasumi. Crossing the sea was hard, but oof, didn't expect to find a war zone brimming with Nevrons. We'll choose trade, and then we'll hold on the square button to fight the merchant. Let's choose Maelle as our expeditioner combatant. We get the first attack, so we'll use a Pierce. Now the enemy will come in, try to dodge or parry. Now the enemy's break gauge is already filled, so if I wanted to break it, I could use a Flare at Fury, but I'm just going to use a free aim shot followed by a regular base attack. When the enemy attacks, of course try to dodge or parry it. I succeeded in doing neither of those things. Luckily we only took a little damage and we've got a good way to heal in just a moment. And now it's time to finish the fight. We could either just use a base attack, or if you want to do it with some style, use a Flare at Fury. Let's collect our rewards, including an expanded selection at the merchant. I do not want to part with my secret stash, but you dueled me good. Have a look-sees. We'll choose trade, and now we can purchase the Obscure uniform for Maelle for 5,000 Chroma. We'll also purchase all 10 of the Chroma catalysts for 500 Chroma each. We'll buy all 5 of the polished Chroma catalysts for 1,000 Chroma each. We'll buy all 3 of the color of Lumina for 1,000 Chroma each. Skip the Recoat, but buy Inverted Affinity for 9,870 Chroma. And then buy the Benison weapon for Lune for 7,990 Chroma. Good luck on your trip! Well, we have all those items. What we want to do is to turn around and jump out the big window to go down to the ground floor. Then turn toward the right and run straight ahead. A short ways down the path, you'll find an expedition flag on the right hand side. Let's stop there and use it real quick before we continue on. Let's rest up, and then we want to go into our character menu so that we can switch up Verso's weapon to make it easier to get his combat related trophy and get up to the S rank of perfection. Verso starts with the Volester weapon equipped. It doesn't have any special abilities. If we were to equip the Sakuraam weapon onto him, we can't lose perfection, but we don't get a damage increase from rank, and it's also pretty weak. So although this will guarantee that you'll get the trophy, it's going to make for a harder boss fight. Instead, I would recommend the Gaulteram weapon. When we're hit, we only lose 1 perfection instead of 1 whole rank of it. This means that we can get hit, but we're still able to more quickly generate the amount of perfection that we're getting. Even if we get hit a little bit, we're not going to lose much, and we also do way more damage. So when we're ready, let's go forward and we'll get a scene and a fight.
Hey, you holding up? We're almost there.
Holding up. Everywhere we go, just death. Death and more death. Everywhere we go, just death. I don't want to see that anymore.
Look, Maelle.
I thought you would understand. You said you spent your immortality burying the people around you. Doesn't any of this bother you? And you. Gustav's dead. How can you keep going like nothing happened?
We need need to continue.
Why do you...
Maelle. You know what we must do. When one falls, come on.
We now have a boss fight against Dualliste. This is a two-part boss fight, so it's going to take a little while. Starting off, we're going to have Verso use a free aim shot, and hopefully you can get the mark to stick. And then we're going to use another skill that we haven't used before called Assault Zero. It does low earth damage for 5 hits. If we get a critical hit, it will generate 1 additional perfection, so this should help fill up our perfection gauge quite a bit, and we move automatically up to the B rank. If he sticks his sword into the ground, there's going to be a big explosion. In phase 2, it's modified a little bit, but in phase 1, it's just the initial hit that you have to dodge. Then with Maelle, we're going to use Pierce to do massive damage to him. Ciel can use a free aim shot. Hopefully we get a mark. If not, no big deal. We'll then just use a normal base attack. Back to Verso, we don't have enough AP to use Assault Zero again, so instead we'll just use a normal attack, but that comes with the benefit of keeping that defenseless status on him. Here comes a multi-hit attack. The audio cues are what's going to help you to dodge the attacks the most. I'm also focusing on dodging instead of parrying just because the window to dodge is greater than the parry window, and I just don't want to take hits as I work up toward an S rank. Now with Maelle, we're going to take a free aim shot against him, and then we can use a normal attack. That's also going to give us the powerful status effect. Now Ciel can take a free aim shot and follow that up with a normal base attack. Back over to Verso, we want to use a free aim shot and hope that we get a mark to stick. We want to make sure that we have at least 3 AP when we're done with those free aim shots so that we can use Assault Zero again. If he uses a swiping combo, he'll attack once, then you have to jump the second attack, and then there's 2 more normal attacks that you have to dodge. Back over to Maelle, we'll have her use Pierce to do tons of damage and also fill up his break gauge more, and that's going to end phase 1 of the fight. This guy and the Lampmaster boss that we fought before really give off Dark Souls vibes. Twice the swords means twice the number of attacks, so get ready to dodge. We begin phase 2 with the same amount of AP and perfection gauge as we had at the end of phase 1. We'll have Ciel just attack, and then we're going to have Verso use a normal attack against him as well. When he stabs the ground, you have to dodge the initial hit as well as when he pulls the sword back out of the ground, so be prepared to dodge twice for that attack now in phase 2. Before doing your base attack, I definitely recommend taking a moment to do a free aim shot. That way you can activate Versatile and perhaps get the mark, and that means you'll do a lot more damage when you actually do that base attack. Again, with Ciel, we can use a free aim shot. In fact, you can use a lot of them just trying to get a mark if you want to, and then just use a normal attack. If the Dualliste performs a combo, you'll have to dodge a lot of attacks, but be careful because the last attack is actually a gradient attack that you have to dodge with R2. I unfortunately did not defend against that properly, but I also didn't take a whole lot of damage. And now it's time to get Verso's combat-related trophy. We're very close to the S rank. We're just going to take a couple shots with the free aim shot with Verso. We still want to have 3 AP remaining, and now we're going to use Assault 0, and that will get us up to the A rank. And once we get there, we get the Perfection trophy. Now the Dualliste applies inverted to the Expedition. I'll explain that in just a moment, but for now he's going to use Stormblood, which causes another monster to appear, and this is a pretty difficult to dodge attack.
The dance begins.
Inverted is a status effect that prevents the character from being healed. If the character is healed while inverted, they take damage instead. Now that's not such a big deal because we don't really do a whole lot of healing. This would definitely be a problem on harder difficulties, however, if you really needed to heal. Well, now on Maelle's next turn, we're going to use a Pierce. And then with Ciel's turn, we're going to have her use some free aim shots until we get a mark to stick. After that, we can just use a normal attack from her. The amount of damage that Verso does at the S rank is pretty crazy. One free aim shot does over 1100 damage, and a base attack is over 6800 damage. Now the Dualliste gets to attack, and I did a very poor job of dodging these attacks, but luckily we didn't take a whole lot of damage. And now Maelle can get some stylish revenge by ending the fight with the Fleurette Fury. There you go, another boss destroyed. Maelle and Verso got enough experience to get to level 27, and we also get some really good loot.
Well, turns out this Neveron wasn't that strong, but you did well. You learn fast.
All this is what we're fighting for.
Verso gets the Dualliste weapon with a base power of 191 and the lightning element. It also scales with vitality and defense, and we get the new Pictos combo attack 1, base attack has 1 extra hit. And we get 3 polished chroma catalysts. Let's begin by going forward along the path, and we want to stick over toward the right side. There'll be a glowing orb over here. We can interact with it to create a golden rope that goes up. Let's use it to go to the upper elevation. Now we'll go forward, but before you use the next golden rope orb, you're going to go through the broken wall to the left of it, and you can pick up a color of Lumina in this small area. Now we'll go back through that little wall, and we'll use that golden orb to create the golden rope, and we'll use this to go up even higher. When you get to the top, look around and find a grapple point that you can use to go up even higher. Now run forward along the path, and on the left hand side is going to be a wall. You want to climb up this ledge to get up onto the wall. Then turn left and go to the end of the walkway, and we'll grab the item. This is a color of Lumina. And now we can drop down from the ledge. Then keep going back up the hill. And then run straight ahead down the path. When you get to the intersection here, turn toward the right and go up the path. When you get to the pine tree, turn toward the left. And you can see a Pictos on the ground just a little ways ahead. Let's go pick this one up.
Good
and
stuff.
it's Revive Tint Energy. Revive Tints also give 3 AP. Now we'll turn toward the right and we'll hop down. And then we'll follow the path toward the right. The path will curve toward the left and a cutscene will begin shortly.
Is this the place?
Yeah. We can bury your friend under this tree, if that's okay with you.
Couldn't wait for me, could you? I wish we could.
Rest easy, Gustav.
I'll finish what you started. The paintress, Renoir, they will pay.
No more dome. Just open skies.
I'll save them, Gustav. Emma, your apprentices, everyone.
You can leave it to us. You were always there for me.
I'll save them.
Say hi to Soph for me, yeah?
We could never tell if you were my brother or my father. But to me, you were both. Best brother and father I've ever had.
When one falls, we continue.
Thanks for being my family. See you in the next life.
After the scene, let's run forward along the path. We'll see Esquie up ahead. And when we get pretty close to him and the portal, then we're going to get a new trophy called Forgotten Battlefield. Back at camp.
For about 2 hours. Then there's a big lake. We shouldn't go there at all. We should make a right, and then it's going to take a few hours, and then we make a stop. We get some rest and some food. And then from there, we head north to Monoko Station.
Why there?
To recruit my oldest friend. We'll need the extra firepower, because our next goal will be to take down the Paintress' heart.
Her heart?
Yes. You can't just stroll up to the Paintress. The chroma there is far too dense. It erases anyone who gets close. But if we destroy her heart, the barrier will fall.
Okay. So where is this heart? What does it look like?
What it looks like? That I don't know. But I do know that it's somewhere in the center of old Lumière.
You found old Lumière?
Yes.
So it's true. Before the fracture, our Lumière was part of a larger city on the continent.
I've traveled with many expeditions. I was with the 58th when we found old Lumière. But Renoir erased them before we could get further. And I don't know much more.
All right then. Let's go meet your friend at Monoko Station. And then we'll take the Paintress's heart.
We're now in control of Verso at the camp, and we want to start by going over toward the left and using the nearby expedition flag. Because some of our characters leveled up, we want to go to upgrade attributes and assign some more points into that might stat. This will bring Verso up to 81 points. And Maelle will also get up to 81 points. And this is where we're going to end part 7. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit that like button, as it really helps me out, and consider subscribing so that you can join our amazing community and so you can stay up to date with the rest of the videos in this series and more to come. I'm really looking forward to bringing part 8 to you, and we'll get to meet a new character soon. So I'll see you soon in part 8. Until then, thanks for watching and have a good day.